Happy Wednesday, and we are back. Floyd Wellness mini session. That's today. So I'm on the floor, and before we get started, I'm going to talk about today's session. Hope everyone's doing well, staying safe, making decisions what's best for you around mask wearing, and I do stays. All right, girlfriend, I love it. Happy birthday, Stace! Had to give a shout out to my girl. Had to. If you decide that you want to wear a mask inside, wear them. Be you, boo. Do you. That is so important. Everyone has to be safe in a way that works for them. All right? Do be considerate of other people, but also be safe for you. So, let's talk about today's session. I did say we were going to talk about stretching. And we are, but I want to work on the floor. But you can also work some of these in a chair. Do some modifications to work it in a chair. So I can talk you through that as well. I wanted to be on the floor because I haven't done floor work for a while. And I really want to work and talk about our lower back and working in here. So I'm talking about stretching and releasing and stretching and releasing in the lower back. And I want to start out by giving a big shout out to my awesome Pilates teacher, Andrea Lepsio. She is amazing, and she's influenced me so, and I've incorporated a lot of the work that I get on my Tuesday, Thursday Pilates class into my classes and into my audience, these sessions. So today, let's let the glasses go, and okay. I'll face this way to begin with. Let's talk about sitting up. So many of us get like this, okay? Throughout the day, we've talked about this before. This is a natural progression with age that you start to roll in, all right? We can work with that. I was talking with my class yesterday, and we were saying how those of us who have either been in dance or been in sports we're so conscious of our bodies, and we think we catch ourselves here, and we think up, and it's important because over time you do get tired, and you fight it, and then you just go, whatever. No, there's not a whatever. There's a, I'm going to do this. So just staying conscious of this, even if it's doing exercises that help with that. So that's a little bit what we're going to talk about today. So my legs are crossed. You can sit with your legs straight out. You can sit with the bottom of your feet together. Whatever works for you is totally okay. I always like to cross my legs, which is amazing since my knees are crazy. But anyway, so let's just start by sitting up, opening our shoulders. Our hands are here. Again, you're in a chair. Go ahead, make it work. That's all good. And then I just let myself curve ever so slightly. And then I lift up. So let me turn on my mat so you can get an idea of what I'm talking about. I'm just going to move my arms to the middle so you can see. So right here. So just curve in here and then just lift. And as I lift, I open. Yes. And just curve, lift, and open. Facing front again so you can see me. I just curve. I face front, open, curve. And I'm going to lift up now. So I'm lifting up through my tailbone. I love how Andrea has all the correct terms for all the muscles and all of that in your body. So you want to lift. You want to think that there's a string. We talk about this when we talk about alignment in dance. Like there's a string coming from the top of your head, okay? And that string is lifting you up, almost like a puppeteer. So a string is there. So from here, that string lifts. You rotate in the pelvis, and this lengthens in the back, and this shortens in the front. And you collapse very gently, and then you lift. Now, one thing that I have noticed, which was very interesting since I have been described with this, my yoga teacher and also Andrea, my Pilates teacher, my yoga teacher Nadine with Black to Yoga, and my Pilates teacher Andrea, all talk about a lot about osteoporosis and osteopenia and being very careful. So I will state that with these exercises. I was diagnosed with that, and I chose to like really work out and work with it. So lots of times I do a lot of the curves and go this way. You've got to judge for you because of the compression in your back. You want to be very careful about that, how much you are compressing all of that in the back. So I'm not going all in here and curve, which I have done forever, and I seem to be okay, but you be careful for you. All right, so that's why I'm going gentle with just right here. So small, and then lifting. So small, and then lifting. So small, and then lifting. Okay, let's just do a little bit of side stretch. Again, from your desk, on the couch, in the bed, wherever you are. Let's just do a little bit. Just gentle over, and then here, other side, gentle over. I'm not going very far. And then here, just going from side to side, and here, side to side, yes, and here. I'm just sort of looking. Now, if you have no challenges and you want to go all the way over to the elbow, that's fine. I'm just not going there today. That's just me for today. Normally, yeah, I do that too. So, okay, let's talk about pelvis rotation. So, we can start here working with that as well. So now I'm really working in the pelvis region, okay? So I'm curving and lifting. It's ever so slight, and you can barely feel that movement happening. I'm planting my feet, and I lift, and I curve, and I lift, and I curve, and I lift. Let's take it to our backs, because that is where the work can really start to happen. So let me be sure, I may take a little bit of adjustment to be sure I'm in the screen. What I'm going to do is how we do in Pilates. As I was taught, you want to roll down gently, right in there. Let me adjust. I'm adjusting, be sure I'm in the screen. My feet really don't matter other than to know that my feet are planted on the floor, okay? Forgot to take my shoes off from class. So normally when you're on the floor, you have, pardon me again, let me make a little bit more adjustment. Don't have the headless person you're talking. You got this in here. No matter what size your rump, you've got a little curve in the back there. That's what we want to work to stretch, okay? So I'm planting my feet, which means I feel my heels pushed into the floor, all right? You can do this in a chair, the exercises that we were doing when I was sitting up, okay? It is, now what I'm doing is slightly lifting a little rump and pressing the lower back into the floor. That's what I'm doing. And then I'm releasing, okay? Slight lift to rotate. In dance, of course, we call these contractions. And lift. Press the heels. Slightly lift to rotate. And here. And right here. And here. So let me come up. So if you're sitting in a chair, okay, so if you're sitting in a chair, it's the same concept. As a matter of fact, if you have the kind of space where you want to put your hands down, you can contract and release there. You can contract and release there. Or don't have to use your hands if you don't want to, and just contract and release. So contract, that would be if you were laying down, pressing the lower back into the floor and releasing. So I'm going back down, which is also strengthening in itself to take this very slowly, one vertebrae at a time, and roll down. So again, here I am, all right? I'm doing a contraction. So right now, my hand cannot get through here. That's how you know you've got it going on. And release. Yes, my hand can get through here right now. As we said, we can get a Mack truck through there. Not exactly, but it feels like it. And curve and release. Again, curve and release. Again, curve and release. And curve and release. Now, those of us on the floor, press your shoulders down. So I'm going to make my arms out a little bit. That gets my shoulders down. I'm opening my chest. You adjust for being in a chair. Right here, down, I don't really feel my arms, my shoulders on the floor, almost totally. So when I kind of extend it out here, and I hope you can see, I think you can see them there. Yes. So it's kind of a V. It's almost like a V, but my shoulders are down. Now I'm doing a little lift and contract. Yes. And release. Again, lift and contract. Yes. And release. Lift and place that vertebrae on the floor. And release and lift and here. Bring your knees up. Now here's a nice stretch. And press the knees in. I tend to do it this way because I can press them in further this way. Yes. Nice press. You can grab your feet. You can grab in here. Now, some Pilates. Hands underneath and roll up. Now, there's also a series where you can roll down like a ball and roll up. I'm not going to get so much into that because it isn't my genre and I don't want to teach that incorrectly. And also, it's another one of those things that people with osteoporosis or osteopenia need to be aware of and careful of. So, I'm going to stay away from that for a little bit. I use this to go down and I do use this to come up because sometimes it really helps in the core. Again, as you know, everything I do is going to help strengthen the core. So, all right, you know I can't end my session without us doing our hands. So let's bring these hands up and let's just like work them, work them, work them, work them. Working the wrists, working the fingers, work and work. Okay, I'm going to start singing. It's not my best quality. Here and just kind of gently pull each one back. Come on, y'all, join me. Even if you didn't do the other part, you can do this part. It's so funny. People say, I love watching your videos. Are you doing any of the stuff I'm doing in the videos? I know you ain't just watching me. Okay. Claws. Stretch. Here. Stretch. Here. Stretch. Here. Stretch. Here. Stretch. And stretch. Our usual. And stretch. Press back. Press back. Press down. How are you sitting? Are you down here? Are you sitting up to do these? Ha ha! Almost caught you. There. 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 Alternate. Anytime you're alternating like this, you are balancing out and using that brain. Doing a real balance out there. Yes. And circle. Circle around and circle back around. Yes. All right. Thank you. Quick session, but I just wanted to do some things on the floor. We'll see. Next week I may pick up from the floor as well. Because, you know, still working core, straightening out the back. I'm so conscious of this because we just started to go over. And, you know, those of you in like in your 20s and 30s, and you're like, ain't nobody thinking about that. You need to start. Yeah, it's okay. You can start then. So for us that are older, we are on it. I gotcha. All right. Thank you again. Love working with you all. Have a great weekend, and I'll look for you next week. See ya.